so it's not this exit. Got this cyclist there. Don't ignore cyclists, by the way, guys. Hey guys, right now I'm outside South Yardley Test Centre in Birmingham. Yes, I've come all the way to Birmingham just to help you guys out on your driving test. So make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. So we're on the main road right now. It's not too busy, but I'm still going to be careful. I'm not sure how it is during the daytime, but right now it's about 7:30 in the evening, so it's not too busy. But I'm still going to take my time to make sure I do this safely. So I'm going to get into first gear, do my checks. I can see there's no one coming from behind me, so I'm going to put a signal on because there are people around me. Double checking again, taking my time to move off. Then I'll signal right here because we need to turn right at this roundabout. And I can see signs for 30 over there and 30 over this side. I'm going to go over the roundabout a little bit. I don't need to go all the way around, which is some people do, but you don't need to do that. And now I can carry on. So this road here is not too wide, but it's also not the narrowest I've seen. And some bus stops as well. So that one wasn't very clear until I got close to it. So if they ask you to pull over on the left, make sure that you're not stopping by bus stops. So going around this bend, right now I'm doing around 20. Even though I saw the sign for 30, I don't want to be doing 30 around this bend when I can't really see what's happening. Plus there are road humps here as well, which means you don't want to be going too fast when there are road humps. The whole reason they put them there is to slow you down, so don't go too fast here. I know some people, they'll see the limit 30 and they think, oh my God, I have to do 30 the whole time. That's not the case. You need to judge how fast to go based on what's happening. And right now, because of these humps, I'm not gonna go too fast. Checking my mirrors before I slow down. And with the humps, I get asked a lot about how do you go over them. You can go over them how you like, just make sure the speed is right. And don't go into other people's path when you go in to try to go around road humps. Still in second gear right now, but in some cars you might be in third by now. I'm doing just over 20 miles per hour. So it's a bit busy here. I'm just gonna slow down a little bit. Even though we have priority, I'm just gonna make sure I've checked both sides, make sure it's safe. At these traffic lights, I'm turning left. So mirror, mirror, signal left. Sometimes they won't tell you that you have to turn left here because it's a left turn only. So sometimes the examiners won't say turn left. They would expect you to see the signs and then make sure that you follow the road towards the left. Even if it asks which way should I turn here, most of the time they'll just say do what you think is best, and hopefully you're gonna do the right thing. So you notice I've got my car in gear, I've got my brake on, and then that way when it's ready to, time for me to move, don't have to do too much. I can move off smoothly. That lane is closed, so I can go straight into this lane. So you normally want to be in the left, but there's a van just come out from the side there, so I don't want to go straight into that lane. I'm gonna stick to this lane for a little bit. Now it's a bit clearer, I can go back into the left. And I've got my sun visor down because it's really sunny right now. If I leave it up, it's gonna be too blinding. So I've got my sun visor down, that way I can see the road properly. And this is telling us to go towards the left, towards the roundabout. And this roundabout, I'm gonna turn right, third exit. And because I know I'm turning right, third exit, I'm gonna position myself towards the right, nice and early. Signal right around here, get into first. So I'm looking for any traffic coming from that side. I'm also keeping a nice distance between me and the van in front. And I can see a nice big gap here, so I'm gonna take it. Going straight into the middle of the roundabout. Thinking about where I'm gonna come off as well. So it's not this exit, it's the one after. So I'm already checking my mirrors. I'll signal left just as I'm going past the exit, check my mirror again, moving over more to the left, and now I'm in the left lane as I come off. A red traffic light here. Don't need the sun visor anymore, let me put it up. And I'm gonna wait for the green. So now it's going to green. This person is crossing the road, they weren't paying attention, so I'm not gonna like go into them. Let them cross fully, and then now I can start moving. My eye's a bit watery, so I'm just making sure that I can still see. And now the speed has gone down to 30. And I can see the lanes are telling us we need to be, this lane is only for turning left, and I want to be turning left at the next roundabout, so I'm going to stick to this lane. And then as I get closer, I'll signal left. I'll see. Maybe I don't even need to because I'm already in the lane like this to turn left. I don't need to signal left for this. And then this road joins up. Now this lane is a bit blocked up with cars, So I'm going to move to this lane. Plus there's a bus in that lane as well. And we're going to go towards the right at this roundabout. It's not left, but it's towards the right, and it's not really a right turn. It's more of a straight, but I won't signal for that one. Going into first in preparation to move. I'm looking out for any of these cars coming from the right hand side with their signal on. And if they don't have a signal, then I can make my move. I'm coming off the exit after this one, so I'm going to check my mirrors on the left here. Let me put a little signal as well, let people know I'm coming off. And then straight away we have a pedestrian crossing. So if you've done your test in this test area, let me know, is it difficult? Is this the test route that's hard? Is this the easy one? Let me know in the comments below if there's any harder test centres in Birmingham than this one. I might try them again next time I'm down here. We've got a pedestrian crossing, a zebra crossing. So again, this is a 30 road, but we'd only be going 30 straight away. It's a bit busy around here. Then now I can see the road opening up a bit more, so then I can add a bit more gas and go into third. Got a car. So you see there, I had my horn ready and I eased off the gas a little bit because that car was creeping forward, but I didn't panic and brake really hard because you don't need to do that. If they still keep moving forward and they're not paying attention, use your horn, and if they're still moving forward, then you have to use your brakes. But in the first place, don't panic when you see people coming towards the giveaway and like that. Okay, we're taking the next right, so mirror, mirror, signal right. Slowing right down because I can't really see around this bend where this car came from. We've got another car just turned in as well, so I'm positioning myself as far as I can towards the right without going over the line. These cars can't go past me, but there's nothing I can do about that, so the best thing to do is just make sure that you're in the right position, and if people can't go past you, don't stress too much. Okay, we're going to pull over on the left, so mirror, mirror, signal. I'll pull over just here, making sure that I've got my reference point right, clutch down nice and early, and then securing the car, cancel the signal, and then the examiner will tell you to drive on again. So I'll get my car ready. So some people do a check from the left all the way around, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to check this mirror, that mirror, over my right. There's no one around here apart from that little magpie, so I don't need to put a signal on, and then I can move off without a signal. Still 30 around here, but again, you notice my speed. I'm not going crazy with it, especially here. I can't see what's coming around the bend. There's a car coming flying through, so I'm just going to slow down, check my right mirror to go around this car, keeping an eye out for any more cars coming through. But it's looking like it's clear right now, so then I can add a bit more gas. Then sometimes if you're not familiar with the area, look out for signs. We've got that arrow pointing towards the left telling us we can't go that way, we have to go this way. Bringing my speed down a bit down this hill. Got a potential meeting situation here, so I'm just going to slow down some more. The mistake people make here is they'll go too quick in there and then realize too late that there's not enough space. If you're not sure about the space, just slow down and then you'll realize that, you know, there wasn't enough space to go there. I'm turning left here, so mirror, mirror, signal left. Positioning myself on the far left side of this junction, checking that side. And because I went into first on the approach, it was nice and easy to carry on. So these lines here, you can go over them. If there's not enough space between you and the parked cars, don't try to squeeze into that lane because there's not enough space there. You have to sometimes go over the lines, and that's okay. Yeah, this roundabout we're going to go right, so mirror, mirror, signal right, checking for any cars coming from that side over there. It's looking like it's good right now, so I can make my turn in second gear, listening for my signal, make sure that it stays on. Once I get around here, I'll put my left signal on to let people know that I'm coming off. And it's a bit hilly up here, so I'm just going to add a bit more gas before I change gear. And then now I can go into third. Anytime, if you notice, anytime I'll go around to the right, I'll check my mirror first on the right hand side. Just like to go around this car here, check my mirror and then go around to the right. So on the screen you can see that I'm doing like 27, but on the dial here it's showing that I'm doing 30. So it might seem like I'm going a bit slow, but just because of what I can see on my dial. I'm not going to go over my dial, but sometimes the digital ones are a bit off compared to the car one. Checking my mirror. At the end here I'm turning a sharp left. Oh, it's before then. Sorry, it's this turn here. Yeah, make this turn. I noticed that quite early. If you notice it too late, just carry on going straight, and then the examiner will redirect you. Don't do anything dangerous. Let's pull over on the left again. Sometimes the examiner will say pull over on the left. Don't worry about any driveways. So in that case, you can block the driveways just like this one here. I'm going to block this driveway because the examiner said so, or that you can do it, and you're not going to get in trouble for that if they say on this occasion you can ignore any driveways. Yeah, then we're going to move on again. So mirror. So get the car ready, do my mirror checks over my shoulder, and don't do this mistake where learners will check their blind spot and then do other stuff here, and then they'll try to move. Too much time has gone by since you last checked the blind spot, so make sure that the blind spot check is one of the last things that you're doing. So mirror, blind spot check, and then move as I'm checking this side. So even if you've checked a bit earlier on the blind spot, you can check it again just before you move. Looks like this car is slowing down for me, so then I can carry on. In these kind of meeting situations, it's nice and easy if you take your time and plan ahead and think about what the other driver is going to do as well. The worst thing you can do is rush into a situation, because then it's going to be much harder to deal with. At the end here I'm turning right, so mirror, signal right. Going into first as I approach. Not sure what that car is doing on the side there, so I'm just going to keep an eye on them as I'm turning. I think it's pulling over, so that's okay. And then here we're turning left. Mirror signal. As you can see, there's 2 lanes here, so I'm keeping to the left as I approach this. Going into first. It's a bit bright on this side, and this car next to me is blocking my view, so I'm going to take my time. But there's a car coming, but it's turning this way, so then I can make my move. There's a bus straight away at the bus stop, so I'm going to take it nice and slow. Signal right, so I can go around them. So you don't normally signal to go around buses, but if you're changing lanes like I just did there, it's a good idea to signal. And then each time you're changing lanes, signal again. See the sign for 40, so I can go straight to 4th gear. When you're going from 2nd to 4th, make sure you're doing the right speed. Make sure you've got enough speed to do that, otherwise the car is going to struggle. On the floor, we've got reminders as well about what the speed is. And you can see when people are braking ahead of you as well, that's a sign that something's coming up. So don't ignore that and just keep blazing through. Start slowing down a bit as well, just in case there's something that you might not have seen. Could be a traffic jam, could be an incident, could be anything. I've got these lights that have been green for ages, so I'm just going to check my center mirror and reduce my speed a bit, so off the gas a bit. But then once I get to like around here, even if it starts changing, I'm not going to stop. Have a point where you're not going to stop, so that way you're not panicking and braking really hard for no reason. We're turning right at the next junction, so I'm just going to signal right from now. We've got cars on the right there. I'm not going to rush to change this lane because we've got cars going past us. I'm just going to slow down a little bit, and then once it's safe, go into the lane, keep my signal on. Yeah, when it comes to changing lanes, people panic, especially learners, because they think they've got to do it straight away. Whenever you're doing a test, whenever you're doing any sort of driving, just remember, safety is number one. So if you can't move over because there's people there, there's other cars there, other vehicles there, don't do it. Just take your time. Worst case scenario, you can keep going straight, and then the examiner will redirect you, or your friend or your sat nav will redirect you. But don't cut anybody up when you're trying to change lanes. So I can see now the lights are changing to green. It's only a short light, only a few cars went through, so I'm just going to keep it in first, because by the time we get there, it's going to be red now. And we've got signs going towards Solihull. I think you pronounce it Solihull. Is it Solihull or Solihull? Let me know in the comments below. Is it Solihull or Solihull? And if you're the first person there, don't get tempted to go because these guys are going. You need to make sure you're paying attention to your light, because sometimes in these kind of situations, when people see other people going next to them, they think, oh, it's time for them to go as well. But they've got a green light over there, but us, we have a red light. So we need to make sure we're paying attention to our light before we move. So like now it's going to green, and you notice it's got a green arrow as well, which means we don't need to worry too much about those cars coming from that side. I'm still going to have a quick look in case somebody's made a mistake, but whenever you've got that green filter, it shows that those other cars coming towards you have a red light, so you don't need to worry too much about them. Space is a bit narrow here, so I'm just going to go a bit slower. Lots happening at this junction, so I'm just going to keep my speed down. And then once I'm through, add a bit more gas. You notice I'm not like pressing the gas down really hard. I'm just doing everything really gently. Yeah, if you drive gently, it's going to be a lot smoother, it's going to be a lot safer, and you're less likely to make mistakes that way as well. So we've got this roundabout, we're going straight at this roundabout. So I'm going to slow down a bit. I'm in third right now, I'm going to go into second. I like to go into roundabouts in second, especially these kind of roundabouts. If it was like a huge roundabout and there's no one around, I might leave it in third, but most roundabouts, second gear is the best. Still 30, so this road is nice and clear. There's no need for me to go too slow around here, so I can do 30 around here. It's going to show 27, 28 on your screen, but I'm doing 30 on my dial. Always checking around me as well. I know there's a white car behind me and they're quite far, and don't just get tunnel vision, look only ahead. Look at what's happening behind you, what's on the side of you, what are the other drivers doing, are they getting really close? If you've got a good picture of what's going on around you from behind and the sides, you're a much better and much safer driver as well. You know, on these kind of roads, it can be quite easy to go too fast as well. And next roundabout, I'm turning right, and this lane is going a bit wider. So I'm thinking, is it going to split into two? But right now it's kind of like one big lane. So I'm going to position myself towards the right because it is splitting up into two. Signal right around here. Get into second. And then signal left to come off as I'm going past the second exit. So this road is still 30, but it's not the same as the one before. It's a bit narrower, a bit more residential, so I'm not going to go too crazy around here. And again, the sun is blinding me, so I'm just going to put my sun visor down. Here, when I can add a bit more speed. Always checking the speed limits, still 30. Okay, this roundabout we're going right again. So mirror, signal. Nice big roundabout, but it's very clear. There's not much going on around here. I'm gonna go into the middle. Going around, keeping an eye on where I'm supposed to be going, which is over there. And then I'll signal left, and I can see the sign already for 20. So before I get there, I'm making sure I'm doing 20 miles per hour or less. My sun visor up. Mirror check. It's wide enough for both cars. Even though this car's coming into my lane, it's okay because it's wide enough for both of us. And you notice there, I moved a bit more towards the left as well. Just because your lane is clear, don't ignore the other drivers who need a bit of space. So like if a car's coming through right now, I would move a bit more towards the left because they need the space. And they will expect you to move a little bit as well because that's just what drivers do. Just like here, plenty of space for both of us to go through. Just make sure that you're sharing the road. But if there's not enough space, then you slow down a lot. And again, it's going back to 30. I'm turning left at the end here. So mirror, signal left. Let me get into first as I approach because I can't really see. And there is a car there. Check again, and then now I can see it's clear. Then I can make my move. Got a car pulling up or pulling out of that parking space. So give them time to do that, don't rush. If you notice, my style of driving is not rushed. I don't rush anything. If I'm not sure about what's happening, like just now up ahead, I'm not going quickly towards them. I'm letting them kind of disperse first, and then I'll carry on towards them. Even though it's a 30s, don't get tempted to go fast here. There's cars in front of us going slowly. It doesn't make sense to try to go fast. If you've got sunglasses as well, it might be a good idea to put them on if you have them. We've got a meeting situation here where we've got a car parked on our side, but then those cars over there have got a clear lane, so they would have priority. But then that van is quite far away, so I can just go around this car and then back to the left. I'm turning right at the end here, so mirror, mirror, signal right, and it is a roundabout. So I need to make sure I'm checking the right mainly. It's a raised one this time, so I'm going to go around this one. Yeah, the raised ones, you want to try to go around them. The ones that are flat, you can go over them. Back to 20, so a lot of speed limit changes, so you need to be really alert and look out for the signs. Otherwise, if you miss a sign and you're going too fast, easily fail the test for that. And I've got someone behind me, kind of close, but I'm not going to let them pressure me into going fast. If they want to go past me, they can, but I'm not going to try to move out the way for them. I'm just going to drive normally. So like here, for instance, that van could move over to the right a bit more, and he's doing that, so now I've got more space. But if they didn't do that, I wouldn't try to squeeze past this van because they have priority. So I'm not going to chance it by squeezing in, but because they moved out the way, that let me know that there's plenty of space, then I can take it. And then here we're turning left. It's quite a sharp one actually, so mirror, mirror, signal left. And then I'll turn. So this car has to wait for us because we have priority. Pull over on the left again, mirror, mirror, signal left. And give this person plenty of time to realize what I'm doing so that I'm not stopping straight away. And then this way, they have time to react. And then when it's safe, they can do their thing and go around. Okay, and it's time to move on again. The examiner will tell you to drive on. Do my checks. Signal right. Check again one more time if I'm not sure. Yeah, don't be afraid to check one more time again. That way, you're far more likely to see anything that might have come out from the sides. So I can see in the distance the sign for 30, but here it's still 20. Don't get tempted to start doing 30 around here or trying to do speed up here before you get to the 30 sign. The 30 doesn't start until we get over here. And even then, once we go past this bit, I'm not going to put my gas down too hard. I'm still doing around 20 because I can't see down this hill here and I'm going around the bend. So don't get tempted to go really fast straight away once you've seen the sign for 30. Okay, we've got a car coming down, so it's a meeting situation here. They're going quite fast, so I'm going to slow down a bit, going to first. So it's about spotting those things early. Look further into the distance. Some learners, they will leave it until too late to look, and then they end up being stuck. So here I'm going to turn right. There's a bend. I can't really see because of the sunlight, but now I can see it's clear. Then I can make my turn. Yeah, on a bend like that, those cars coming down still have priority, so you need to make sure that you're stopping or slowing down enough that you can see if there's anybody coming down. So going around this really residential road, quite bendy again. A lot of bendy roads around here, and you notice whenever I'm going around a bend, I'm not going fast. Imagine someone crazy driving down this bend. That's what you need to think about. Don't think it's always going to be clear. Even like here, I'm slowing down because I can't really see much properly. Now I can see that it's clear, then I can carry on. Yeah, 30 miles per hour, but I'm still doing around 20 because of the kind of road it is. Looks like here the road bends towards the left. I'm just going to slow down a bit just to make sure, because I don't have to give way here. I've got my clutch ready. I'm not pressing it, but I've got it ready just in case I have to stop suddenly. The mistake people make here is they've got their foot down here, and then when it's time to stop, they're panicking and then they stall the car. Whenever you're in a situation where you might have to stop, have the clutch ready. Yeah, so here going into first. Can't really see properly because of that hedge. I'm just going to edge forward a bit with my my body, and then I can see more. Crept out slowly, and then now I can see it's clear. I can make my turn. At the end here, turning right. No need to accelerate really hard here because the junction is so close. Bringing my speed down nice and early. I don't want to go too fast. And here there's no giveaway lines, so you need to be really careful here that you don't go too far beyond the bit where you're supposed to stop. Because if you do, you might end up interfering with these other drivers. Okay, so now it's clear. I can make my turn. Okay, looks like a sharp left coming up. Just gonna slow down a bit more. Signal left from around here. Going into first. So you don't always have to go into first, by the way, guys. It's just because these junctions are quite narrow and I can't really see properly. And I can see a car coming down there. So I'm just gonna slow down a bit. I'm actually gonna stop. Once they've turned, I can see there's no one else coming down. I'm gonna come out, but carefully, because you see there's not enough space for 2 cars here. So I'm turning straight into a meeting situation. So I don't want to zoom into this road like it's completely clear. I don't know if it's clear or not. So I'll come out slowly, and then if someone's there, I can stop without causing any issues. Got a meeting situation here. There's barely any space for me on the side. So this car has waited for me up there because they've seen that there's no space for me to wait up here, which is why they've stopped up there. Thanks very much. Here we are turning right. Got this cyclist there. Don't ignore cyclists, by the way, guys. Yeah, treat them like a car almost. If they're in the road and they have priority, you need to give them priority. Let them get out of the way first safely. And then when you're going around them as well, don't be in a rush to go past them. Make sure you got enough space, check a mirror, and then go past them. Don't hang around next to them for too long either. Once it's safe, go past them. Here we're turning right, so mirror, mirror, signal, and it's a roundabout. Checking nice, and so you see here I'm left it in second because I could see from far away that it wasn't busy. Okay, we're gonna do a right reverse here. I'm gonna pull up on the right hand side, so mirror, mirror, signal right. Checking this side. If anyone's coming down, I can wait here until they've gone past, but it looks like there's nice and clear, so I'm gonna go and make my way. Still checking my mirrors as I'm doing that, making sure I'm doing this nice and slowly, and then I'll stop here. Cancel my signal. So here they might say to you, well, no, not they might, they will say to you, if you've come over to the right, you're going to be doing a right reverse, which is the maneuver that most people want on their test because it's nice and easy, but you can still make mistakes on it if you're not careful. So now I'm going to wait for a nice, safe time to move. I don't want to move when this car is next to me, but in the meantime, I'll do my checks. So I'll check all over, yeah, checking around me, looking like it's good after this car, and then I can start reversing. The aim here is to reverse back 2 car lengths, keeping reasonably close to the pavement, which means I'm not going to touch the curb, but I'm also not going to be too far into the road. Checking everywhere, because if anybody goes past me, especially close to me, I'll have to stop. And you notice I'm looking everywhere. The mistake people make here is they will get fixated on one mirror and reverse the whole time looking in one spot. You are going to fail like that. Make sure you're checking everywhere. Even if you have to stop, do your checks, and then move. It's much better than just looking in one area the whole time. So once I think I've done enough, once I think I've done 2 car lengths, I'll stop and then I'll secure the car. If it's not enough, the examiner will tell you, can you go back a bit more? Or if you're doing too much, they'll just tell you, okay, that's enough. And it's not gonna affect your test. You notice I've also stopped in front of the driveway. It's not gonna be a problem either. It's just the 2 car lengths happen to be here. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my checks. And you notice before I was checking here, here, and then over there. But now because I'm moving this way, I'm gonna do this, this, and then that. So mirror, mirror, that side, I'll signal, because there are a few people walking around. I wanna make sure that they know that I'm moving off. And then into second, adding some more gas. It's a 30 road. And we've got a roundabout coming up. Slow down a bit. On these kind of roundabouts, even though it's clear, don't just look like this. You need to check that it's clear. If it looks like you didn't check, you are going to fail for that. Yeah. And then now it's going to 20. So I'll slow down a bit. I've got the speed bumps there as well. And I think there's a car park in there, so normally you probably go back into the test center, but we're going to pull up on the road because it's closed. So mirror, mirror, signal, clutch down nice and early, and then I'll finish here. So then the examiner will tell you switch the engine off, and they will give you the results. And because you subscribe to our channel, they'll tell you, well done, you passed your test. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Put in the comments below any other test centers that you want me to cover, and I'll do them again for you next time. Until then,